Hello friends. In this video, what we are going to see is I'm going to try a little different method here. I was reading a book by Walter Isaacson about Elon Musk. Elon Musk, as you might be well aware, so many of you might have a understanding of Elon Musk. Some may like Elon Musk, some may not like, some may not even have an idea about what this person is. But what I thought in civil services, what I thought was anything that we read. People keep saying that only notes are very important, but this is a book I was reading recently, and what I thought of doing was connecting the book, connecting whatever I have read with the essay question that they have asked. So 2023, if you see, there are so many questions. Thinking is like a game, visionary decision making, not all wanderers are lost, inspiration for creativity, many other things are there. So what I thought was using these eight, so there are some eight essays are there. So how connection of Elon Musk's book, which I read, with these things is what I'm going to talk about in this video. So first thing I'll talk about. Thinking is like a game. It does not begin unless there is an opposite team. If you see very well, this actually fits with Elon Musk really a lot. What he has with him is actually the spirit of competitiveness. It's so huge. One example that I can give you is that Elon Musk, how he started the SpaceX for space exploration and things we'll discuss later. But I think everyone knows that he has the SpaceX design. But one more person also has a space exploration, some private company, which is Jeff Bezos. See, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk both have these companies, private companies. And even, I think the Virginia Airlines, one more person is there, Branson, some person is there. He also owns something. But Elon Musk is the only person who is actually having a higher edge in the case of private sector. Mind you, space exploration has many other sectors. So NASA is one, ISRO is one, many other things are there. But what is the difference that Elon Musk has is that he is a private entity who is now having so much of stake in this space exploration, and he is a person who is thinking about. And in the book, Walter Isaacson, the book that he has written, he speaks about how Elon Musk takes each decision. So how he will take a particular decision is that he will evaluate a decision and see if this decision is able to make him go to Mars. And this is not an easy thing. That is the point that you should also consider. But what he does best is that thinking is like a game. It does not begin unless there is an opposite team. Here, Jeff Bezos is there. For Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, one of the most richest person, as equivalent to Elon Musk, is there competing with him. And Jeff Bezos, as you might be well aware, he went to the space tour. You would have seen him and his close family circle having this orbital motion, and that created a huge thing that Jeff Bezos was going to take over Elon Musk. But Elon Musk's SpaceX is still the most primary thing, which is able to take materials from the ground to the space station, International Space Station. This is one thing. Let us go to the second question. Now look at the second question. Visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. This question, Elon Musk fits very closely. Elon Musk, if you very closely see, intersection of intuition and logic. If you see, Elon Musk has a series of companies. And as I earlier said, SpaceX is one of the company. There are, Tesla is there, and now Twitter is there. He actually operates all them simultaneously. But many of the people in the book, it says that many of the people who have been with Elon Musk feel that he takes decision based on intuition. That is, there is an example. For example, there is an example. at one point in SpaceX exploration, they would be launching a rocket, and there would be, some kind of a fuel, or it's not a fuel leakage. See, fuel leakage, if it happens, the space exploration has to stop. But in the monitor, they'll observe some fuel or nitrogen. What was the leakage, they would not be able to identify in the moment. But if you see, usually what the governments will do is that they'll stop exploration if they find some mischievous activity in the screen. But what Elon Musk does at that point is that the engineer turns to him and he asks this question of whether we should go ahead, and we see something, coming out, and it can create an explosion or something. But Elon Musk thinks for a second and he says launch, and they launch, and that is the most important launch that Elon Musk has. And see, if you think about it, you can see that it is based on intuition. But very closely, if you watch, he takes all his decision also based on logic. That is the question here. Decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. Is that, see, Elon Musk, before going into a particular stream, actually studies extensively to the extent that, as equivalent to a NASA scientist, he studies, he works with the people, he talks to them, he makes sure that he learns the stuff that he's actually doing. As in the previous case, see, Jeff Bezos is not an engineer, but Elon Musk, if you see, he has this deadly potent ability to be a rich person who is able to send rockets to the space, as well as he is actually an engineer. So this is the one point. Not all, the next question, not all who wander are lost. See, this question actually fits to Elon Musk even more better. If you closely watch how he actually created this SpaceX and what is that, Tesla, and now Twitter, it's an interesting story. So not all who wander are lost. If you, I think, go back a little to the 1990s, after completing his college, he actually starts something called as PayPal, which you might very well know that it's an online, transaction-based company. PayPal, along with his friend, so not only him, PayPal, the coding that is necessary, he and his friend does. PayPal goes to a large extent into an very big, huge organization. The money that the seed money that he had during the 1990s was from PayPal. But what happens is that he has a difference of opinion with his friends, saying that he wanted to convert PayPal into a huge bank. See, I think without bricks and mortar kind of a bank, the idea was very, very new in 1990. Today, yes, people think about banking correspondent and many other stuff are there. We have UPI and stuff. But 1990, this was an the extraordinary thinking that we should be able to have online banking without this physical bank present. But this was a difference of opinion between his friend and Elon Musk. And what happens is that he goes to a trip to meet his father to South Africa. So he's basically from South Africa. He comes to USA as a wanderer also. So not all wanderer are lost. See, without any major backing, he comes to USA and also wanders after this PayPal incident. And he's so once he returns from South Africa, he said that he's taken off from all these work. And then with the help of that money, he invests in two other companies, which is the SpaceX and Tesla. So that is the point of next. Inspiration for creativity springs from the effort to look for the magical in mundane. See, any person, if you very closely watch, the inspiration that he had, it was a magic that he created from the mundane things. After PayPal, anyone would have actually stopped. That is, he has become rich, he has become famous, and he still has stakes in PayPal. That is the point. He still has stakes in PayPal. People would have stopped, but he actually started at that moment. He actually invested in two big companies. One was Tesla and other was SpaceX. See, these are all two huge companies with two different, completely different sets of skills and engineering abilities that a person has to have. He invests at the same time in these two things. And that is the inspiration that we also, inspiration for creativity. He takes up from the most mundane thing that, as an people think that once we become a millionaire or a billionaire, everything is over. But this billionaire or a millionaire, when he was at that time, kept on, searching for creativity in any which way possible. And this is one of the things. And in section B, see, section B, mathematics, girls are weighed down by restrictions, boys with demands to equally harmful disciplines. And this is an essay about patriarchy is what this essay was about. But how is it connected to Elon Musk? If you see, in the case of Elon Musk, he also has all these relationship problems and a problem with his father. His father was the most demanding person on him, or he was not that close to his father because of the demand that he had on his child. And his father also mistreats him. He makes him, see, Elon Musk, I think, is one of the most powerful person in the world. But one person he's really afraid of is his father. And that is because of, the demands that he had on his child as a boy and things like that. But girls are weighed down by restrictions. In Elon Musk's life, this also is there. He has, I think, three marriages. Three marriages are there, and many of the marriages did not work. And that can, that can happen because of that you can think about what are the restrictions which are been there. I'm not going to extend in that. See, this is kind of an sociology related, personal related things. If I have to talk about Elon Musk's personal life, it is not going to be a good video. So you can read about the personal life and how this girl boy thing came in Elon Musk in that book. But next I'm going to go to mathematics is the music of reason. And this, if you clearly watch, as I said, he is a person who believes in mathematics. He's an engineer. For example, he has this rule. He has this interesting rule that a process, let us assume that a car manufacturing has to be done. So in Tesla, car manufacturing has to be done. What he does is that he takes away 10% of the things in that production line. 10% of the production line, he says, this is not useful, that is not useful. You remove all that. Speed up the process. How he comes up to this point is that mathematics. He makes a calculation that if we remove 10% of the things which are there in the line, then the process will be speeded up. But process speeded up, then there will be a feedback saying that this can be added into this. So what he will do is that 10% he will remove, but then he will add whatever is the most essential thing in the process. And by that, he will increase the production like anything. And there was a moment, there was a moment at one point where in 2008, 2008, his company was SpaceX and Tesla. There was a moment where his company, both the companies were about to, drown. So he had to get money for SpaceX from Tesla. So because he had got from money from Tesla into SpaceX, the stakeholders or stockholders of Tesla were very unhappy that this fellow is actually funneling money from this place to SpaceX. But he had a problem that two times the rockets that he had sent using SpaceX actually fell. So what he thought was, at this moment, if I give up on SpaceX, SpaceX will drown. So I have to get the money from Tesla and put it into SpaceX. So he puts up the money, but it is the time of 2008 crisis. So stockholders will be like, see, already 2008 crisis is there and you are actually taking money from this to that. But he does that. That he does, in a sense, what is the meaning of that is that all this he does based on mathematics. He calculates things. He calculates that this amount of money is necessary now, I'll invest here. And mathematically, mathematics works every time. Mathematically, both the companies survived, and that is how he became who he is today. 2008, if he had let, both the companies would have drowned. If he had let, at least one company would have drowned, but he actually got hold of both the companies, and that is how this he became what he is today. And society has more justice in a society. Sorry, society has, with more justice uh, is a society that needs less charity. This is what he also aims. He thinks about a society. People may see, and one more thing, I don't think people have. Even I had this misconception that he was a little arrogant or something. Uh, he actually suffers from Asperger's syndrome. In the book, it is very clearly Asperger's is an autism, or there is a continuum where which he is not able to decipher emotions really well, and but he helps the society in a way that all this it's also called as a grand delusion things. All this he is doing uh, in a place in SpaceX. He has a small room where he stays. As a billionaire, he does not have all these. See, a society with more justice is that. One more information is that his daughter, see, actually it was a he had 5 children. One of the daughter actually converted into a female. That is how he was hurt really, because of this conversion. That is why he's things about transgenders are, sometimes in Twitter, whatever he says is because of the anger that he has on his son or a daughter. But the point is that that daughter was against capitalism, and she was the person actually was so vehemently opposed to Elon Musk, saying that, see, you are a capitalist, you're ruining all the world. So what he thought about was, see, he sold all the houses. Now he does not have any house. He just stays in all these offices. In SpaceX, he has an office, and he thinks about a society after all this incident which happened with his daughter. He thinks about a society which can be based on justice, and what he wants is that a society which can have colonize or a colony in Mars. How that will become a just society, that Elon Musk only will know, but it will be a society with less charity or something like that. So last but not the least, education is what remains after one has forgotten, one has learned in school. This is the last essay. See, like this, if you very closely watch, what I basically did was I read a book. Okay, I read a book. I really liked that book. It's a book by about Elon Musk, by Walter Isaacson. All the essays, how we have related Elon Musk with that essay. Think about that. See, this examination, if you closely watch, as here it is said, education is something, is it's not something which you learn in school. It's something which you remember even after coming to school. Basics in UPSC is understanding, analysis. It's not the content, it's not the education. You go to a school, they give you all these points, and you just come and recite all these points. No, you just have to have an understanding and complete analysis, so that you can relate everything with something which question they have asked. So last but not the least, what I wanted to say was, Elon Musk, if you closely watch today, I even think about this in a deeper fashion. See, many of the things, be it SpaceX, be it Tesla, or be it now the OpenAI AI, that is ChatGPT. See, he was the person who actually funded initially. So ChatGPT or artificial intelligence, or there is a humanoid, or he's making a robot, a company on robot. There is SpaceLink. Many of these companies that he has, there is a solar roof. There is one more company where he's actually doing solar roof. All these things he did not learn in school. The education that he got in school was different. The education that he is teaching the society is different. This individual may be one person, but I don't think any other person can, or in our generation, any other person is making such a big difference in the way that we live our life every day. Before the end of this century, I feel Elon Musk will be one of the most important person, even in the history of this world. And you should also think about what is the theme of all this, is that how do you relate something which you read into the questions that UPSC asks. I hope you had a productive session. Thank you. All the best.